Hi, I'm Chamberlain with the Chamberlain Group, and we want to welcome you to our video blog. Today, we are answering the question and talking about tips on buying foreclosures. So, what are the different types of foreclosures? Essentially, there are three different types. You've got bank-owned, court-owned, and grow-ops. Now, grow-ops is not necessarily a foreclosure, but it gets lumped into that category quite a bit. So ultimately, what is the definition of each? A bank-owned is when someone defaults on their mortgage, doesn't pay their mortgage, the bank takes over the property, and to get their money back, they sell the property. So that's a bank-owned foreclosure. A court-ordered foreclosure or a court-ordered sale is essentially, can be a couple different things. It could be a divorce situation where one spouse is living in the property and another one doesn't, and that, let's say the spouse isn't paying child support and the court says you got to sell that house so that they can split the assets. That's one example. Another one could be, again, they're not paying the mortgage, the bank goes to them, the court says you have to sell, and they just put it up for sale. So that's essentially what a court-ordered sale is. And the third one is a grow-op. Well, we all kind of know what a grow-op is. It's when someone has stuff they're growing in the house and it's a grow-op. So it's usually illegal things. It's not your typical plant. So those are the three different types. So what are the risks and potentially benefits, but mainly risks associated buying these types of homes? So the first thing, with a bank-owned property, there are not a ton of risks. The biggest risk that you're going to have when you buy a bank-owned foreclosure is going to be it's as is, where is. So if the fridge, if the stove are not there, don't expect them to be there when you buy it or when you actually take possession of it. The other thing is, if it is there and it's not there on possession date, well then that's it, that's what it is. You're taking a risk when you buy it. So it's as is, where is. There's usually a special document the bank makes you sign. That's a part of that. A court-ordered sale, very similar in that way. That is a risk. But another risk involved in a court-ordered sale, and we had this experience last year, was the seller who actually owned the house didn't even move out. She wasn't even gone out of the property until about a week or two later, and there was nothing we could do. The court sent their bailiffs to get her out, still didn't work. We just had to essentially work with that seller. So that is a risk because it is a little bit more of a touchy situation depending on what it is. And the grow-ops, the biggest risk with that is, one, can be health, and two, some banks won't even finance on grow-ops anymore, even if it is remediated, meaning it's back up to health code. So that is a huge thing when you see a grow-op. Make sure that your financial institution will actually lend on that property because they may not. So what are some benefits? A lot of people believe that you can get these properties on a fantastic deal, 50 cents on the dollar kind of thing. Well, the reality is in Canada, it is extremely different than, let's say, the US. So in the US, they do not have like the CMHC insurances that we have up here. So our insurances that are involved in every product that is bought or sold, that not everyone, you have to have less than 20% down, but if a CMHC insured home goes into foreclosure, the bank's going to get their money no matter what. So they don't have to sell it at a great deep discount just to get their money back. They're going to get it back no matter what. So that's the differences when it comes to what people believe that they're going to get this great deal, and that's typically what the benefit that the buyers are looking at when they want to buy. So hopefully that kind of gives a little bit of insight on what foreclosures are, how they work, benefits. If you have more questions, feel free to email us, give us a call, and we can walk you through the process because it can be kind of tricky when you're making offers and figuring things out. So I also want to remind our alumni that on Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day, you should be receiving a special package. So if you're watching this, you're an alumni, watch for that in the mail. And I want to thank you for watching our video. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, feel free to give us a call or email us. And remember, here at the Chamberlain Group, we have an incredible passion for helping families and revolutionizing the real estate experience. Bye for now.